Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Thank y'all for joining my live stream. My stupid phone is acting up again, man. I can't get my theme song to play today, but that's okay. I'm going to have to do something about this stupid phone. So I got a new face, and I think the guy, when the circuitry behind this, I don't think he connected it correctly. And, it's all over the place, man. I tell you, hey, thank you to the NTZ. I see JH is here. Thank y'all for keeping this a safe and respectable live stream. What's up, Jeffrey Tatter? Yeah, they still sleep. But yeah, we got a lot to talk about today, as we always do. I want to thank y'all for your kindness, your generosity, and your support of my channel, man. I never take that for granted. I love LaChan says, another night on the hamster wheel. Says, how is everybody? I'm doing great, man. It's Sunday over here, so a lot of people don't even get on the hamster wheel over here on Sunday. It's family day. If anybody's not familiar with that. I did get like a Frank Ellis. I hope he's on here. He sent me a link to a YouTube video. One of the Dumagetti disciples, man. It was cringy. I couldn't watch 30 seconds of it. I cut it off, Frank. I'm sorry. I don't buy that stuff. He was talking about, of course, Filipinos prefer white men and stuff. And I don't buy into that, man. It's not true. And it's funny that Frank sent me that video, because what we're going to talk about today, it blows that out of the water, guys. I would never do a video specifically talking to a certain race of people. That's just not who I am. My channel's all inclusive. I'm not going to do it. I mean, I can't tell people what to talk about. And if that's, I'm not trolling him. I would never troll anybody on here, but I don't agree with stuff like that. And, it's just like I was talking about on the video, first come, first serve. Listen, guys, this is a 100% fact. The lion don't give a damn if you the zebra or the antelope. It's going to eat. Okay? Do Filipinos have preferences? Absolutely. But they can't afford to be choosy. They can't afford to be picky. And the ones that sit around and wait like that, they end up waiting too long, choosing wrong. Okay? And by the way, Mr. Dumagetti disciple, none of my girlfriends over here got that memo that you putting out there. But yeah, don't buy into that, guys. This is an all-inclusive channel. I'm going to give you the nitty-gritty. I'm going to tell you what it's about. It's about the Holy Trilogy over here. Yeah, the Holy Trilogy. Visa, financial security, a lifetime of opportunity. And you can call it the Fantastic Four when you bring the D like me. The loving, the good D. It's the Fantastic Four now. So it's not about color over here, man. Yeah, they got preferences, and that's cringy stuff, man. I would never preach that. I would never put that out there because it discourages people from doing it. Yeah, Mellow 17, they won't eat. Yeah, it's all about the Holy Trilogy over here, guys, and that's what I'm talking about. The royal flush. What is it? What is the royal flush? What do you mean by that, Calvin, when you say the royal flush? I'm just saying that, man, what you bringing to the table over here is unbeatable. You can't lose with that. You're talking about that Holy Trilogy, the visa, the financial security, the lifetime opportunity. If you just simply come over here and play your cards right, you're going to win. That's what I'm talking about. But there's another side to it that I want to talk about with you guys today. Not just what you're bringing to the table, but what's the probability of getting a royal flush, man? I had to look that up. It's like, what is it? I don't want to mess this up. 649,740 to 1 that you get a royal flush, man. In that, that's some hell of odds, man. Now, is the odds of a Filipino meeting a foreigner, and it going through the whole process, getting the visa, getting, first of all, you coming over here. Second of all, you getting married, applying for the visa, and it going through, and then you bringing her to your country. Hold on, guys, water. Let me see. Honey, do we got water or not? I think we got one up there. Wait, guys, hold on. I'm going to pour that in the boobies. What boobies tub? Outside? No, that's it. I'm pouring in the tub. Is this open yet? The gate open yet? You already open? Okay. Here you go, sir. All right. Thank you. Yeah, I apologize, guys. Yeah, let's get back to this. But the probability of her meeting a foreigner, you coming over here, y'all getting along to the point where you want to get married, you want to get the visa process going, you want to bring her to your country. It's not 649,000 to 1, but it's way up there, guys. No matter how many times you see it, it's what you don't see that really tells the story. It's women that's been on these sites and trying to meet foreigners for decades, man. It don't happen. Imagine the young lady across the street, Esmeralda. You see how beautiful she is, right? Roger's wife. She was on a dating site and no one ever contacted her. This is the reason why I tell you guys, you got the royal flush. You are the prize. Because these dating sites, they flipped it over. They want you to think that you're the one doing all the choosing and all of that. No, she's the one. Don't forget this. It's very important that you understand your worth and your value when you come over here. It's hard to do online, guys. You cannot figure it out. You can't figure the woman out online because you don't really see the dynamics at play, the poverty, the desperation that's at play over here. You don't even know how your woman really lives till you get over here. Then you're going to see, oh, okay. Does it mean you're better than her? No, that's not what I'm talking about. Does it mean for you to take advantage of her? No. It just means that when you get over here, don't buy into that stuff. Oh, it's not about the money. You hear these Filipinos get on my channel with that lie. That's a lie. Oh, it's not about the visa. It's not about the new life. You're a lie. It is. Okay? That's why I say when you get over here, you got the royal flush. You cannot lose if you just play your hand the way you're supposed to. But here's what happened. Remember this, guys. The royal flush is the highest hand in the deck only when there's no wild cards at play, when you don't put the wild card in. But there's a wild card over here. It's her and it's sex, guys. And she throws that into the mix. And that's why her pair of deuces and a jack high will beat your royal flush. I just want to let you know, you come over here. First of all, you better know what you want. Stop worrying about what the Filipino wants. We know what she wants. Everybody watching this video knows what the Filipino wants. You better know what you want. And then when you get over here, don't settle for anything less than that. That's what the royal flush is about. That's what being the prize is all about, guys. We got to flip this script back. They've done it. They got you thinking, oh, you got to come over here begging and pleading. And man, you got your choice over here if you act and play your cards the right way. See? But all that other stuff, man, y'all fooling. Yeah. No. Yeah, she's a wild card, Kiss. just like I said. But you can eliminate that wild card if you come over here with some patience and you stand your ground. See, but if you just come over here and I want sex, well, she got you. She's going to win. But yeah, man. We have to talk about this kind of stuff, guys. It's the only way you're gonna level the playing field over here, because, man, these women are beautiful, they're sexy, and it's something, like he said, they're the wild card. If you don't come over here fully armed with the facts about yourself and what it is, your worth and your value and what it is you're bringing to the table, you're going to lose, man. It's all about the holy trilogy: the visa, the financial security, and the lifetime of opportunities. And you can call it the Fantastic Four, because you're going to reach places inside of her that the Filipino can't reach. See? Yeah. So let's talk about this, guys. Don't be, the odds of a Filipino meeting a foreigner, man, and going through that whole process and getting the visa and the financial, man, it's so low that you wouldn't believe it, because all these dating sites is throwing at you as these, the good stories. They never talk about the women who never get chosen, or who get chosen and the man never marries them and all that stuff. That's how it is, So my channel is geared toward the regular Joe who's coming over here searching for love. This isn't a John channel, even though I talk about some stuff like that every now and then. Now, this is for you guys who are sincerely talking about coming over here. You have to know your worth. You have to know your value. You know that what I want you to know today, when you go away from this vlog today, this live stream, is that what you're bringing to the table, you cannot lose. Okay? Eliminate that wild card. Before you jump in bed with this woman, you let her know what your expectations are, what you want. Okay? But because if you let her do it, she got you, bruh. And that's a fact. Yeah, but see, you're trying to flip the script. These women would, if we didn't come over here bothering these women, what kind of life would they have? What other kind of options they have? Very little. You have to become an OFW, a nurse, seaman. Let's be honest now. I know you're married to a Filipina, Yeah. Y'all can, don't play games on my channel, man. Okay? That's a fact. You know what it is we're bringing to the table. And no matter what she's bringing, if you don't come over here knocking on her door, a Filipino man's going to end up with it, because that's what usually happens. They get frustrated. Oh, I can't meet a foreigner. I might as well just get with a local. Then she has 2 or 3 children. Then the odds of her being dealt a royal flush is slim to none. And by the way, guys, don't feel bad about the fact that you carrying a royal flush. Absolutely, the Filipino government dealt you that royal flush. We don't make the rules, okay? But you have to know the rules, and you have to know the game, how to play that to win over here. Otherwise, you can forget it. And Perez Champion says, visa to travel to the Philippines. Yeah, right now, you do need one. Pre-pandemic, you didn't. Post-pandemic, you won't need a visa. But right now, you need a visa. They just turned away 3 foreigners this week. Well, if Sunday's the beginning of a new week, last week, trying to get over here without a visa. As if the Philippine immigration is going to feel sorry for them. Oh, I've got a fiance over here. One of them had a fiance. 2 of them was married. They don't care. Look, guys, this online marriage stuff isn't working. Don't come over here with that stuff. If you're married, then do what Victor Gordon did. Iskandari Television. He applied for the 9A. got in here. If you're married to a Filipino, legitimate marriage, and she's over here in the Philippines, you can get over here. It doesn't take long. Man, he got approved. He called me. I promise you, it was less than a week. I don't, he said that he didn't do it, but he said you can even apply for it at the airport, but it better be legitimate. The 9A gives you time to then file that 13A, which is what he's doing. But don't come over here right now without no visa. They're going to turn you around. They don't care. Imagine making that long-ass trip, okay? For me, it's 18 hours. And then I get here and they say, sorry, Mr. Roach. Wait in the waiting area till the next plane out of here. You got to go back and take that 18-hour trip again. Simply because we're being too impatient. Without patience over here, you're going to lose anyway. And she knows that. Filipinos have the patience of a saint. That's their only advantage over you. They can wait you out. Yeah, Harold Teal. He says, I've been there 2 times, 30 days each time, black, white, blue. They don't care. Filipinos are not that shallow. Now, do some Filipinos have preferences? Yeah. But I tell you what, they can't afford to be choosy. And my girlfriends and the women I've dealt with over here, they never got that memo. And if you think the probability of you meeting a foreigner, if you're Filipino and you watching me, listen to me closely. If you think that your probability of meeting a foreigner is low already, which it is, it's incredibly low. And getting through that whole process, and then you want to make the odds even lower by, putting specifics on it and saying I'm only going to deal with white men or black men or Asian men, and girl, you're going to be waiting a long time. Don't do that to yourself. Judge a man by his character. Don't go by his skin color. You're going to be in trouble. I got many, many friends over in America, Filipinos, that can vouch for what I'm saying. Young lady was treated so badly. Of course, he came over here. They got the visa, got over there, treated the woman so badly. It was a brownout, guys, for about 30 seconds, but it's been doing that on and off. Hey, Jacob Tanjay, thank you, brother. Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, it was no, YouTube didn't shut me down, brother. I'm sorry. It was a brownout, and Roger can bear witness to that. Yeah, that's your end, John. Remember, we on different ends of town. While you trying to, yeah, see. There what it is. This is my neighbor right here. He lives across the street from me. Thank you, Roger. But yeah, that's what happened. It's been doing that all day, as a matter of fact. It'll go off, come on, go off and on. But yeah, guys, see, the reason I even make live streams like this is because this old fake narrative is going around that it's not about the money. It's not about the visa. That's a lie, guys. That's not true. Meeting a foreigner, whether he marries you, gets a visa, and takes you over to his own country, or just lives with you here and gives you a better life, it's still a big deal. It's still like hitting the lottery. All right, but they're trying to sneak that in on us. Don't fall for that. Okay, you got the royal flush. Okay, now what you do with it, it's on you. It's the highest hand in the deck unless the wild cards are in play. And you let that wild card beat you, it's on you. But that's usually what happens. She brings that wild card in there. All right. Hey, thanks, Larry, for that super sticker. I appreciate it. She's going to bring that wild card into play the very first day. They know us like a book, guys. They know us. They know that you're sexually frustrated over there. They know that's why you're coming over here. Okay? So she's going to play her hand. She's going to put it all out there on the first day. If you can look at it like, okay, all right, I see what you got on the table. I'm not putting all man on the table. Okay? What's up, Bobby G? Good to see you. Yeah, and anybody that's been following my tennis tournament, it's been raining here like crazy. It just stopped. I don't know. The whole schedule got canceled yesterday. So we were going to start today at 2:00. But I'm almost sure that we're probably not going to be able to play today, really. Now, see, here's now this is my buddy. But he, I gotta disagree with you here. He said, every woman, see, here we go with this every. Look, guys, take that out of your vocabulary when you're talking about the Philippines, man. This is a unicorn over here. There's no every woman wants a better life, no matter what life, don't matter who can do it. We're dealing with the Philippines. This is totally, totally different because of the dynamics at play. You're coming 8,000 miles away. You're 8,000 miles to come here, number one. The poverty, guys. The desperation. See, they're making it seem like, oh, men like you come over here all the time. Men like you are a dime a dozen. That's not true. You are a diamond, man. And I'm telling you now, you got a royal flush. You carrying a big-ass club. Nobody's going to beat you over here. But if you fall for that foolishness, oh, it's like this all over the world. And man, these women over here are wolves in sheep's clothing. It don't make them bad. I'm just telling you where they're coming from. You're going to miss that, okay, when you chat with them online. You can't see that. You pose a chance of losing your edge right there because your emotions going to start getting in the way. Yeah, you can see. Then your thinking is cloudy, and now your royal flush is not going to be anything. You're just going to throw it out the damn window, man. Don't be stupid, guys. I'm sitting over here telling you. Thanks, Mike, for the super chatting. For bearing witness, he says there's 1,000 women from the Philippines for every one man on the dating sites. Most Filipinos get overlooked. They get lucky to get a foreigner, but they don't believe that, Mike. They think that because the Filipinos are putting it out here, the dating sites are putting it out here, and anybody who has any skins in that old dating site stuff is putting it out there that, you're nothing, foreign men are nothing special over here. I could just, it ain't about the money. It ain't about the new life. It ain't about the, the lifetime of opportunities. That's not true. Okay. Jay said brownouts is sad infrastructure. Now, Philippines has gotten, trust me, it's part of the infrastructure, but the Philippines has good Wi-Fi now. Brownouts, yeah, that's part of it, but it's a small price to pay, brother. I mean, I would take these brownouts over suicide or supposed suicides and having my lunchbox cut off at the drop of a dime. JLMG says, what troubles me is how did she live for 8 months without a job, and now that we began to speak of marriage, she needs money. Who has been paying her food and bills for 8 months? Absolutely, see? And this is what a guy messaged me yesterday. He says, hey, Calvin, he said, what's the carrier, he said, what's the phone carriers over there, And I told him, I said, they got 3 now, but really 2 that everybody uses, Smart and Globe. He said, yeah, I got an old burner phone I'm going to send to my girlfriend over there, because she's been borrowing her sister's phone. Look, man, that's the oldest line in the book. They've been saying that since 2009, I told him. I said, it's going to cost you more money to send that burner phone over here than if you bought her a new one. And don't buy her a new one yet. You've never met her, by the way. Okay? What she? Why all of a sudden she need a phone now? What was she doing before she met you last week, by the way? They just been chatting. And you already talking about, she's already, hey, threw that out there. They playing on our emotions. See, and once your emotions get involved, guys, you no longer have a royal flush. You don't have nothing. Now, you have no royal flush. See, because what a lot of you guys are going to have to learn a hard lesson is this. Honey, yes. Jimmy's out here for you. These women are cold over here. And, it's just their culture. It's just the way that they've been put together. They're cold. And once you get to dealing with them and finding out different things about them, you're going to understand that. A lot of these women are wolves in sheep's clothing. They will take you for everything you got. They don't care. Huey Bluey says, hey, Calvin, have you heard of Ferdinand Marcos, ex-president of Philippines, and the Philippines gold? Many Filipinos believe that the Philippines could be the world's richest country due to it. I've heard all of that. And you got to realize the Philippines is one of the richest countries in the world already. Pre-pandemic, they're 27th in the world. This is not a poor country. Do they have poor people? Absolutely. But the Philippines is very rich. Okay. And I said that on one of my early videos because I think this is what people don't understand. You got to understand, the Philippines is rich. Over here. Lynn Sandiego 102 says she wasn't asking for money because another dude was giving it to her. Once she got you talking about marriage, she knew you were praying for getting used. Absolutely. There's a game plan, and they follow it. And it works on most of us who don't know our value, who don't know our worth. We're coming over here with wounded egos. We've been beat down over there. You got to toughen up before you come over here. If not, they're going to run over you, man. You're going to get run over, and it's not going to work. Stop worrying about what the Filipino wants. We all know what she wants. What do you want? Then, when you get over here, don't settle for anything less than that. Can I be any clearer than that? If not, man, you're going to be in trouble, guys, Bobby G says, "There's a snake in the grass. Put on your tall boots." Yeah, I got boots on the ground. I'm just telling you that there's a method to this madness, guys. It's more than just what you're seeing on these dating sites. It's a lot more to it. It's deep over here, man, and you're not going to know until you get over here. The deprivation, the level of deprivation some of these women is coming from that you're talking to. You can't even wrap your mind around it. She would tell you anything. She would do anything to escape that. Is that 100% of the time? No, nothing's 100% of the time. But the women who put themselves on them dating sites, they're telling you right away, I want that holy trilogy. I want that visa. I want that lifetime of opportunities. And I want that financial security. Do you know how hard it is for people over here just to eat? Wrap that around your mind for just 1 second. That food is very, very important. And the fact that you can put some food on the table, guys, it puts you way up there. It puts you way up there, guys. And I'm not talking about putting anybody down. I'm giving you the nitty gritty. Nobody else is going to tell you this stuff. It's not about color. That guy ought to be ashamed of himself for putting out that bogus information, man. It ain't about no color, man. Filipinos can't afford to be choosy. They can't afford to be picky. They will starve doing that. They will never meet a good man doing that. They're smart enough to know that. And by the way, Mr. Dumagetti disciple, none of the women I've ever dealt with over here on and off for 12 years got your memo, by the way, because they're not stupid like that. Jason Will, thanks for that too. No, I'm sorry. He says, Jason Will says, the myth that some believe is that the Philippines has the most gold in the world. It's not true. That's not true. But the fact that the Philippines is one of the richest countries in the world is true. I'm talking about as far as their economy. They had the 27th biggest economy. See, people think the Philippines is a third world, a developing country. No, it's somewhere in between a developed and a developing country. It's on the same level as like Brazil, South Africa. Some of these places you'll be shocked. There's a lot of money over here, guys. Hey, Kana says, hey, Kano. He says, thanks for being my first subscriber and comment. I appreciate you, bro. Yeah, because your channel is going to do well, Mike. If you just talk on your channel the way you talk on my channel, because, see, it'll be an easy transition when my live streams is over to go to yours, because you're going to keep the party going. I'm trying to help these other guys, but they won't keep the party going. You know, you got to talk about what the people want to talk about, you know. Beach of Life says, stand up for yourself and what you want. Throw her back or ask the floor for a seat change. Absolutely. And having the royal flush doesn't mean to mistreat anybody. It doesn't mean that you're better than anybody. It doesn't mean to take advantage of anybody. It just simply means that you have to know your worth and your value when you come over here. The probability of you hitting a royal flush, being dealt a royal flush on your first 5 cards, listen to this, guys, 649,740 to 1. And when you look into that, that means that you have to sit through that many hands before you're able to get that dealt to you. So when you come over here, you are the royal flush. This woman, you know how many months, how many years she has to sit on these dating sites waiting for somebody like you to come over here. And then that's just that, you coming over here. But then for y'all to get along and be compatible, then talk of marriage, you start the visa process, it goes through, you get married, or you bring her to your country. Man, the probability of that is so tiny, you can't measure it. But you know what happens? These dating sites, they put out these success stories, and they got you thinking, oh, it ain't no big deal to go to the Philippines and marry a woman. Man, that's bullshit. I'm telling you, man, you are still a big deal over here. All right? In 2021, foreign men, especially from the West, I don't know about the East. I can't talk about the East. You are a big, big deal. It's still like hitting the lottery. Don't buy into that stuff, man. That's why we need to talk about this stuff, man. And don't feel bad about it. The Filipino government dealt you that royal flush. You didn't make the rules over here. There's nothing for you to feel sorry about. You know, you come over here, you say, hey, look, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. And if you can't offer that, then I'm going to go to the next one. You know, I don't mean to harm anything, but I've suffered enough over there. Compromising and all of that. It's what I want here. If I don't get it, I'm going to the next one. Jimmy D, thanks for that super chat. He said, Calvin, you are so right that it's getting ridiculous how right you are. It's just that it's just something that people who've never been over here before, they don't grasp because no one else is telling them that. They're telling them how to meet Filipinos, where to meet Filipinos. They never give any backstory of what all this is about. You know, and when you get online, is there good women on there? Yeah, it's a lot of good women on there. But you can never get the real picture of reality, okay, over here. And that foreign men coming from America, Britain, Germany, France, Switzerland, Iceland, it's a big deal, guys. And it has nothing to do with your color. Do you have the Holy Trilogy? Do you have the Fantastic Four? Is what I like to call it now. Because I don't want to, disrespect anybody's religion. Do you got the visa, the financial security, the lifetime opportunity, and are you bringing the D? Because you're going to reach inside of her that the Filipino man can't reach. If you got those four, the Fantastic Four, don't matter what color you are, man, she going to eat. That's right, Retired 2019. Thanks for the super chat, by the way. He says, Calvin, American men need to work on their self-esteem. We are the prize. And it's hard for them to understand that because our Western thinking sees a beautiful young lady on the other side of that screen. And all of a sudden, we revert back to that same BS over there in the West. Afraid to talk to beautiful women. This is a whole different ball game over here. If you just, the rules don't apply over here that apply over there. You know, JH, we laughed at JH the other day, but I have to give him credit. He put out there what he was looking for, right? A lot of men can't do that. And some guy said, oh, well, hell, you're trying to marry the Virgin Mary. And, because Jay said, I want a legitimate 8.5 to 10, a single, blah, blah, blah. He had like 5 or 6 things he was looking for. And they're here. So you got to give him credit for that. But if you coming over here thinking that, I got to get down on my knees and I got to beg like I begged at home, you're in the wrong place, man. You got a royal flush over here. And if you don't play it right, that's on you. At least I told you that you got it. Hey, thanks, Sam Champion. He said, thumbs up, folks. 258 people watching, now only 80 likes. Y'all know that helps me. But here's the thing, guys. And you have to, we have to talk about this stuff because there's a narrative being kicked around that it's not about the money. It's not about the visa. It's not about the financial security and all that other stuff. That's a lie. That's a lie. It's always been about that over here, and it's always going to be about that over here. But if you buy into it, then when you get off the plane, you're going to be like, oh, I'm at her, beck and call. No, you running things over here, buddy. I'm sorry. Carl Childers says, how much D is enough to get a Filipino's attention? Well, this is a fact. It's not what I'm saying. Filipinos have the smallest penises in the world. This is the eeny-peeny society over here. So, hell, you got 4 inches, you probably banging something. You know, you're going to wake up the beef curtains over here. You're going to make some noise in the quietest place on earth. I mean, the softest place on earth. You know, I did some research on it, but you don't have to research. Ask them. They'll tell you. Yeah, they're little. So if you come over here, hell, with 4 inches, hell, you slinging. That's just a fact. You know, that's why I say, you know, when they get to cutting off lunch boxes over here, they ain't doing much work. You know. Yeah, Roy Jones said 4 inches is fine, he said. Yeah, this is true right here. Joe gets off the plane with a royal flush but heads to the penny slots. Wake up, Joe. Yeah. If you don't think, I mean, if you ever had a chance in your life to get a 10, a real 10 in your mind, whatever you think is a real 10, then you have to take that chance over here. You got nothing to lose. I promise you. You know, but for us, for many of us, and I'm going to take a page out of my buddy's book, a yummy 5 over here is something we've never had. A yummy 5 over here, man. But if you really want a 10, then just settle for a 10. Don't come over here and settle for a yummy 5. Dez's hang out of Haven says, may I ask what is a royal flush? And no offense to Filipinos, I am not happy. And you know what she's talking about. Well, the royal flush is the holy trilogy or the Fantastic Four, Daz. The holy trilogy meaning the visa, the financial security, the lifetime of opportunities. You can call it the Fantastic Four if you add the good loving in there. If you bring in the D, if you bring in more than 3.6 inches or whatever it is over here, their average size is. See, she said, no offense to the Filipinos, I am not happy. See, she's going to be on my panel Tuesday, and we're going to put you on the hot seat. Yeah. Dexter Dixon says, speak that truth, brother. Bring the whole package and be choosy. Know your worth. Absolutely. And that's the problem with us. We always worry about what the Filipinos looking for. It's none of your business what she wants. Anybody who's ever heard of the Philippines knows what the Filipino wants. What do you want? And are you willing to get it? Do you have what it takes to get it? Are you going to play your royal flush? Are you going to let her bring in the wild card and beat you like they always do? See? Because I'm going to tell you something. This is what happens right here. This is my homeboy from Louisville, Kentucky. This is what happens when she throws the wild card in there, and that a pair of deuces and a jack high will beat your royal flush. See? The minute you get off the plane, she's going to be looking the best she's ever looked in her life, I promise you. You know, she's going to probably some of that money you sending over here, she's going to get her hair, what do they call that? Rebonded. Oh, it's going to be something you never seen before. And she's going to throw the wild card in there and going to beat you. You know. Hey, LeVon White, thanks for the super chat. He said, Calvin, how about my 3 1/4 inches? I've had so many 10s in my life. I want a 600-pound 4. Yeah, well, you got that over here, brother. At least you know what you want. But they'll take that trilogy without the 4, LeVon. They'll take the visa, the financial security, and the lifetime of opportunity. Look, man. I'm going to be honest. If you don't listen to nothing else I say tonight or this morning, listen to this. It's very, very hard over here to earn a living and to live. Do they do it? Absolutely. And this is what makes me respect Filipinos so much, that you'll still see them laughing, smiling, having a good time, living on the little that they have, and enjoying life far more than what I was over there. But the fact is, it's living very, very hard. So when you come over here, if you got $1,000 a month, You know, if you 18, that's all you have to do to get that visa is 18. All right? And then you're going to give her that holy trilogy. You take her over there to your country, a lifetime of opportunities in America. They'll say a lot. You know, we talk about America being the matrix and this and that, but it's a lifetime of opportunities over there, especially for somebody coming from over here. So if you want to downplay that and let these people keep shouting at you, oh, it's not about the money, oh, it's not about the visa, you know, then that's on you. I'm telling you that it is. And I'm telling you that when you get over here, you better know what you want and don't settle for anything less than that. What's wrong with that? It's not taking advantage of anybody. It doesn't mean you're better than the Filipina. It doesn't mean you're supposed to mistreat her. It just means that, look, I know what I'm bringing to the table. I got everything over here. I'm unbeatable over here. But, you know, it's on y'all guys. Hey, William Washington, thanks for, he says, I love your channel, Calvin. Keeping it real as usual. When I get back to Moncton, hope we can meet up, brother. Man, that would be my pleasure. I've only met 2 of my subscribers, Pumpkin Joe's Philippine Experience and Rock Harmon, and they both were off the charts, man. I've got some great guys, men and women, that's part of this community. You know, and I know there's many more out there. There's Hanger Heaven says, expect a Filipino ghost and CCM reporter made when a foreign man arrives. Salama for the definition, Calvin. Yeah. It's she can bear witness, guys. It's still a big deal over here. Don't let anybody tell you that it's not. And that's why we have to talk about this stuff. Because some of you guys are going to sleep, man. Y'all done went to sleep. Y'all make it all about her. She's already making it all about her. She don't need your help. It needs to be all about you. What do you want, man? Hell. Ain't that what our problem is in the West? Worrying about what they want and then giving it to them, not taking care of yourself, not getting what you want. When I came over here, I put it on the line. Look, it's what I want. I got a high sex drive. You can't give it to me every night or whenever I want it. Don't even bother. It doesn't mean that. So I'm giving her a chance. You know, I'm giving her the opportunity to say, I'm not being cringy. I'm a man. I'm a human being. This was put into me when I was born. This is something, I'm wired for this. I'm hardwired for this, for sex. If you find that offensive, then you don't want to deal with Sunshine Shoulders. But I'm going to put it out there. This is what I want, okay? And if you don't want to do it, okay, I'm going to find somebody that does. So for the last 12 years, every single day, I've had it if I wanted it. There's no begging, there's no pleading. But it's more than that, guys. I'm just giving you an example because a lot of y'all afraid to talk about stuff like that. Hell, you 45 and up on my channel. What you afraid to talk about? She already knows that's, you know, that's what you want. But you got to talk about other stuff too, you know. Clayton Murray said the fantastic 4 inches. Yeah, if you got 4 inches, you banging something over here, you know. But we need to talk about this stuff, guys, because we don't talk about it enough. Everything you see on these channels, it's all about the Filipino. When is it going to be about you and what you bringing to the table? You go to these other sites and you see what I'm saying. Even the ones that are run by these Filipinos, it's all about the Filipino. That's bullshit, man. You the damn prize. You make all this work. There's a reason why the online dating sites charge your ass a monthly fee and they give it to them free because you the one keeping them in business. All right, don't be stupid about that, guys. You the one keeping them in business. You buying all the plane tickets. You reserving all the hotel rooms and Airbnbs. You frequenting and paying the bill at the restaurant. She's not doing none of that. Come on, guys. You know, and then we're going to have people that want to, you know, they always say it. Their Philippine is different. He said, my girlfriend, Mark Rich said, my girlfriend was in her pajamas when I got off the ship in Dumageddon, but she's a solid man. Yeah, but you knew what was coming. You know what was coming. And I think you're one of the smart ones. I think you know that what I'm saying is ain't no joke about that. Hell, we're paying for everything. We're paying for everything. And then she got the nerve to ask us for some money online. Come on, guys. Y'all better wake up, man. I'm very disappointed in some of you guys. You got to buy that plane ticket. It's going to cost you, let's just be safe and say $1,000 already. You're paying for that. The hotel, the Airbnb or whatever it is. Every trip you take, every time you go out to eat, it's all on you. She don't have nothing. And then she's going to sit there and ask you to send her some money online too? Man, come on. Y'all disappointing me. Because a lot of the guys that watch this channel now, they're very successful in other matters, but this, their job, their businesses, their careers, everything they touch, they're successful. When they come over here, they throw all that out the window. Like, where's the common sense that brought you this far, brother? What are you doing now? Why all of a sudden you over here letting her run over top of you? Because the Filipino, I give her credit. She knows what she wants, and she going to get it. Our problem is we don't know what we want. Earl Nightingale said it real simple. He said the difference between successful people and failures is successful people know what they want. We come over here and fail because we don't know what we want, or we're afraid to tell them what we want. See? I just get excited, man, because I can't believe in 2021, they're still throwing it out there, making it about the Filipino. Well, finally somebody steps up and says, no, it's not about the Filipino, it's about you. If all of a sudden men decided to get off these dating sites, they would go bankrupt. The ones over here would, because they're not paying. They're free to the Filipino. Your ass has to pay. They know you got the money. Why do you think people looking at me? I'm in the Philippines right now. People looking at me from America. YouTube pays me 11 times more than a Filipino sitting here watching the same video. You know why? Because it's you guys that are more likely to buy the stuff on the ads that they put on my channel, or even to click on or pay attention to them. It's all about the money. It's all about you. It has nothing to do with them, man. When you get over here, and then you start negotiating with her, that's when the negotiation starts. It don't start online. You're losing your edge online because your emotions get involved. Now your mind is cloudy. Oh, you start feeling sorry for her situation. These people over here are tough. They're tough as nails. Tougher than anything you've ever dealt with over there. That's why your problems are nothing to them. They don't want to hear about your problems. I told my son's mother I had anxiety. She said, fuck anxiety. You don't care damn about no anxiety. I'm serious. That's what she's saying. And her actions prove that. They don't care about none of that stuff over here. Women over here are tough as nails. Don't feel sorry for them. They should feel sorry for you. Okay? Not the other way around. Joaquin says, I would not date anyone goes outside their house in their pajamas at all. I mean, like going to the airport or the store, even if they are a 9 or 10, to me, it shows they do not care about themselves. And see, Desert Hangout Haven says, respect should be applied everywhere, not only in your country. I understand what Calvin's trying to say about foreign men bringing money to the economy, but please don't be an asshole. Be humble. See, I've already said that, Des. That's not what this is about. It's never been about that on my channel. I'm saying know your value, know your worth. Having a royal flush doesn't make you better than the Filipino. It doesn't mean you can mistreat her. It doesn't mean to take advantage of anybody. It just means that you have a royal flush. And because you have a royal flush, conduct yourself that way. That's all I'm saying. Shit. Yeah, Belizean Edwin. So Western Union's getting rich in Philippines whenever you're sending money, guys. Yeah. And I'm saying we're already paying for everything. We're paying for every damn thing. And then for some woman to sit there and ask me for money online? Come on, guys. Y'all smarter than that. Hey, thanks, JH, for that super chat. He said, loyalty, honesty, respect, caring, affection, and a solid 8 to 10. That's my minimum. And you're going to get that if you keep that up here and you bring that over here. You're guaranteed to get it. It's an irrefutable law. If that's what you want and you're not willing to settle for less. And that's what we do. We agree to settle for less because she throws the wild card in. See, maybe you guys haven't had an oil change in a long time, or you probably never had a lube job before. And she throws that in there, and now, you know, you got vertigo. You don't know whether you're coming or going. Well, I'd like to see where you got these numbers because me and John talk about this all the time. He says 35% of Westerners, Philip Jones, by the way, he says 35% of Westerners leave the Philippines after 3 to 6 months, and 50% of those are because they are broke. I'd like to see those numbers. Or is that just something that you're guessing? Because I'm going to say that that's a lie. I don't see that. I don't even see that at all. I see that I did a video not too long ago. It's not hard, especially for Americans, when we get over here, to acclimate into the Philippine society. It's very, very easy. It's not hard, guys. There's no reason to run back 3 to 6 months. Now, the video I did the other day, the Dream Snatchers, yeah, there's some things that'll drive you back. Homesickness. You know, people get homesick, man. You know, some things out of your control. Emergencies. You know, you come over here and you lay down your royal flush and you let her win with the pair of deuces and you done fell in love. You're miscombobulated. She leaves you because somebody else, you bringing the fantastic 4 inches like Clayton Murray said, and some other man comes along with 5 inches and your heart's broke and you run back. Or you bored. You don't prepare properly. You don't bring your pastimes with you and they'll send you home. But it's easy to stay over here, man. Really. Alpina R says, all penais get that glare when it comes to other women, especially other penais. And that's for sure. What do you mean? They're kind of, they get jealous. Hey, Michael Alcantara, he says, hey, Calvin, waiting for the PI to open for tourists so I can see my Filipina in Bacolod City. Maybe we can meet up if I can take a break from tune-ups. Yeah, that's not far from me. About an hour and a half in a car, about 2 hours by bus. Mark King, you said financially stable to you. How much is financial that look for you? Well, let me paraphrase, I think, what you're saying. He said, you said financially stable. To you, how much is financially well off? What does that look like to you? It would not be the same as it would be to you. Maybe, you know, and I always say that when it comes to budgets. Budgets are like assholes. We all have one. Some are tighter than others. Nobody is going to be the same because your lifestyle is going to be different, Mark. But when I'm talking about financial security for a Filipino over here, $1,000 a month is financial security for her. If you bring in that that $1,000, that's 50,000 pesos every month over here. See, in your mind, it doesn't sound like a lot. And this is what they're doing. They're tricking us, guys. They're playing those type of games. That's a lot of money over here. Yeah. Hey, regular Joe Travels, thanks for the super chat. He said, outside the U.S., women prefer a man, not a pushover. That's a fact. And I'm gonna add to that. Filipinos want to know, is she safe with you? Can you fight? Can you protect her in the event somebody gets stupid? So yeah, he's right. They want a man over here, man. That's part of it. You know, because most Filipino men over here, they carry a knife. You can't carry nothing, but they a lot of them, some of them carry guns, something, but I'd say 95% of them carry a knife. Des is hanging out here and says, okay, no need to worry then. Calvin balances every issue to his viewers. Thumbs up. Western Union's too expensive. Choose Remitly, World Remit, and others. Friendly advice. Well, when I did the numbers, Remitly, here's what Remitly does. And they all do this really. They get you on the back end, Des. It only looks like you're paying less, but they're going to give you a less of a exchange for your dollar. See, right now, the peso is 50.54 pesos to the dollar. It's just if you go to the bank, they're going to give you that. But Remitly's only giving you 47.75 right now for every dollar you send, plus that $3.99 up front. See, so it only looks like it's cheaper. They're all around the same, you know. Western Union has been around longer. And so it's all about reliability. So, you know that when you deal with Western Union, your money's going to go through. Hey, Alexander RP King, thanks for that super chat. He says, I've given up on women in California and dating, but you give me hope. The Philippines seems definitely for me. Thank you for your wisdom. Keep preaching, big brother. Man, I appreciate it, man. And all I'm doing, brother, and I promise you this, I'm just telling you what I'm seeing, what I'm living, what I'm experiencing. I'm not going after, this isn't what somebody told me. I'm telling you what I'm seeing, guys. Remember I did the first come, first serve just because my girlfriend told me that. She put me up on that. I was just as naive when I started on these dating sites as anybody else. I said, man, these women are really serious about me. They really like me, and I was telling all my friends, man, it's to get off them American sites. These Filipino women, they really serious about you. They want to get married, blah, 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 blah. I had no clue what was going on over here, man. It was all the Filipino makeover. But yeah, Alexander the RP King, it's a different world over here. You get a chance to recreate your life. Don't come over here and recreate the same life you got over there. That's one thing that the Dumageddon disciple did say. He said, you can hit the reset button. And he's telling the truth about that. But hell, I say that all the time. Hey, D. Gordon, thanks for the super chat. He said, hey, Calvin, you guys have to understand that unless you play your cards right, even a royal flush can lose at the card table. Only way you're going to lose, D, but this is true what you're saying. You do have to know how to play it. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to make us believe that a royal flush in the Philippines is not the same as a royal flush in America, but it is. The only way you're going to lose is if the wild card, you have wild cards in play. Without that wild card, you can't lose. It's the highest hand in the deck. Now, when they throw those wild cards in, yeah, and and do the things that they will do, man, to you over here, you're gonna lose, D. You're right. That's why I try to tell you. She's gonna put them wild cards on you the very first night. When I was with my son's mother, man, I was like, the first night we was together, it was like, boom, like, and I said, what's all that about in the morning? She said, yeah, because my friend told me, whatever you want to do it. And don't say no. And see, this was game she gave me back in 2010. See? Cornelius Mack said, yes, Calvin, it's easy to stay there. Where I made my mistake is I went back to the U.S. in December 2019 to stay only 3 months and couldn't get back. Ticket was canceled due to COVID-19. Yo, Cornelius Mack, he's from America. If you're an American and you can't live up in the Philippines, man, something's wrong with you. You can't live anywhere. It's very easy to assimilate into here as an American. Now, I can't speak for everybody else, but as an American, yeah, it's very easy. Those things are going to come into play, the homesickness and all that. But if you got things that you can do to offset that, you're going to be right. But this is about as easy a place to live as I've ever been. I've been around the world, you know, and that's why I put the Philippines way up there. Is it far away? Yeah, but once you make it over here, all the other stuff that's involved makes you think like, man, you know. And then, you know, like I said, you throw that 36-month tourist visa. I was asking JH about Thailand, and just a little information he had made my head hurt. He said, yeah, go ahead and start applying for the 60-day visa. I mean, now, before I even go, he said, then once you get there, apply for 30 more days. It'll give you 90 days. And then you have to make a border run. After 90 days, when I can come over here and stay for 3 years and don't do no paperwork at all. They give you a little form you fill out at immigration. How many months you applying for, your name, your birthday, that's it. You know, your passport number. It takes you about 1 minute to fill out that form, you know. Tito Charles said, Calvin, like a good OO agent, keep your silencer on your weapon, infiltrate the Philippines and collect good intelligence on your Filipino. Yeah, but it won't take long once you get over here because you're a big deal over here. And this is what I'm trying to tell you. Don't let them take you for granted. If a Filipino's trying to take you for granted, man, that's a red flag. Don't let them take you for granted over here because you're a big deal. And you know how I know you're going to know that she thinks you're a big deal? The minute you get here, she's going to start taking you around everywhere, holding your hand, putting her arm around you, doing things that Filipinos normally don't do. She's going to show you off to her family, to her friends and stuff like that. Because you are a big deal over here. I don't know what these other sites is telling you, making it all about the Filipino. No, man, trust me. It's all about you over here. And that's really. I don't, hey, Iskandari TV said, good morning, bro. Thank you for your support. And somebody sent me an email. They're asking for your email. I'm going to send it to them after I get off of here, inquiring about your service. What are you talking about? Clayton Mary says, Filipino P will register your weapon at the airport. Mashira Matano says, I had the royal flush, but gave it up when I visited the girlfriend's hometown and family. I became invisible, nothing to do, no one to talk to, lesson learned, keep control. Yeah. And that's usually, see, I'm glad you shared this because every time I say it, people don't believe me. I've been in a room. See, you got to realize you're in the Philippines and they're not going to speak your language. They're going to speak their language. There's no consideration. It just doesn't apply. They don't think like, oh, okay, here's a guy, he speaks English. We all can speak English, by the way. And they won't speak English. They're going to speak their language. And you can't blame them for that. I'm not knocking them for that. I'm just saying that this is what I'm talking about. When sometimes you get over here, you got to understand their cultural norms and stuff. To you, it's going to seem cold. To them, it's just going to be, this is the way we are over here. And I would say move close to the family But I wouldn't just move all the way where, and then just start hanging out with them and all that like that. No, no. Okay. Take Mary, just a straight reference to her humor. She's funny. Uh, I don't, she's got a very successful channel, but I don't watch a whole lot of hers. She's not really talking to me. I don't feel like she's talking to me. But I mean, that's just me. I'm definitely not talking to her. That's for fact. But does she got a great channel? Absolutely. She's sort of like, well, she is an icon over here in her home country, and she's like a celebrity, really. She's like more like a celebrity than me. But yeah. Pearl Chill says, I went to McDonald's there with my girlfriend after we were done eating. The entire staff greeted us goodbye. I was shocked that didn't happen in America. Absolutely, it's not going to happen in America. It's a whole different culture over here. The people really are friendly. And, of course, you've got your exceptions, but it just only proves the rule to be correct. As a rule, Filipinos are very welcoming, they're very hospitable, and they're very kind, man. And when people smile at you here, or when they wave and say hello, it's a genuine hello. Believe it or not. But yeah, Mashiro, thanks you for sharing that, because it just lets you know you got to have some control, guys. You got the royal flush. When you get over here, you can't, what do they talk about when you talk about wag the tail or something? You can't let her do that. Because Filipinos, they're going to follow you as long as you're going somewhere. If she's doing all the controlling and making all the decisions and all that, pretty soon she's going to get tired of you. It's not going to work. Hey, Dexter Dixon, thanks for that super sticker. You really got to, I learned that from a guy I met in Butuan City. As a matter of fact, he was coming from wherever his wife was from, and we were at the airport in Butuan City flying back to Cebu. They lived in Seattle, by the way, and he said, yeah, because he was, the first time I'd ever seen somebody married to a Filipino, and I talked to him, and I said, what's it like being married to a Filipino? He said, man, they're very good. He said, they will follow you to the end of the earth as long as you're going somewhere. He said, they're not going to let you mistreat them, but they'll follow you. So, you want to get somewhere where you're going to be comfortable, but at the point where she's not going to be uncomfortable. Don't take her too far from the family, but, you got to be somewhere where you can hang out with some guys too, hell. Do some things you want to do. I mean, I've got to have a tennis court somewhere where I'm going, somewhere I can ride my bike, or we're not going. Hey, Freddie Sanders, thanks for that super sticker. It's just that simple. Dexter Dixon says, man, I love this information. These guys are in for a treat. Absolutely. I'm just sharing my, boots on the ground experience. I don't want you to get blindsided. Remember, I'm not an expert. I'm not a know-it-all in the Philippines, man. I've only scratched the surface, but I'm giving you my unique perspective. But it's easy to see what's going on these dating sites and with these Filipino foreigner relationships in general. They're trying to make it all about the Filipino. They've been doing that for a long time, man. That's one of the first videos I did. Because I'm talking about that, guy. It's called Flip the Script. They don't flip the script, guys. We got to flip it back. It's not all about her. It's about you. You're paying for that monthly membership on the dating site. If you got a good a good membership, it's not good, having one where you can't contact the women. They know that in order for you to be successful, you got to at least pay for 1 month. And that's what I would say. Pay for 1 month, get on there, meet as many women as you can, and then get off of there. One guy said he paid a whole year in advance. What for? We don't do that. But we're the ones paying. We're the one keeping them afloat. If we got together and said, look, guys, we're getting off these dating sites, they'd probably send the two-man tandem after me. See? But they're trying to make it all about the Filipino, like, you know, like you're not the one paying for everything. You're not buying all the plane tickets and all of that. Yeah, it's you. And by the way, she's asking you to send money over here to boot. Man, come on. I mean, it's really crazy, guys, when you think about it. But they flipped the script. Daryl Foreman said, Brother Cal, what's the worst mistake you made in the Philippines and what's your best thing you've done in the Philippines? Well, the worst thing I did was I didn't spend enough time getting to know the Philippines. Man, I came right over here and started getting into relationships before I even knew anything about the Philippines, about the Filipino people, about anything. I came over here and started getting in relationships. Man, it's a big mistake. It's too much cultural differences, man. It's too much you have to learn. You can't just jump in there like that, man. I wouldn't suggest that. That's the biggest mistake I made. The best thing I did was stick it out and stay over here and find out everything that this place has to offer. It really has a lot to offer somebody like me. It's really a great alternative to that matrix over there, by the way. That's the best thing I did was stick it out, because even though Phil Jones put out some crazy statistics that I'd like to see where he got them from, there's some truth in that. Some people, we just don't give ourselves enough time. We get over here, stuff don't go our way. We ready to go. We ready to go home. So, the worst thing I did was I didn't come over here and really, if I could do it all over again, which obviously I can't, I would come over here and I'd be single, man. I travel around this place. It's just so much to see, so much to do here. Don't get bogged down with these women, man, because once they get their hooks in you, you ain't going nowhere. It's like having a lottery ticket. You got the winning lottery ticket in your hand. What's it going to take for somebody to pry that damn thing out of your hand? And that's how they looking at it. See, and that's the whole subject of this vlog today. You're the lottery ticket she's got in her hand. She's not going to let you go. And she's not going to let anybody take you out of her hands. So, yeah, Daryl, thanks for that. But, yeah, come over here, guys, and explore. That's why they call it an exploration trip. Okay? Come over here. Get your feet wet. Go from Luzon. It's so cheap to travel here. That's one of the things I like about it. They talk about the infrastructure. Well, I tell you what, they got great airports here. And Cebu Pacific can fly you just about anywhere in the Philippines, cheap. That's why I always suggest to you guys now to put together an itinerary before you get here. That's based on my experience, meaning I didn't have one. My first 2 weeks in the Philippines, the first trip I came, I didn't go anywhere. I mean, I had a great time. We stayed in Mactan, in I can't think of the name of the resort, but I'll think of it in a minute. Tamboli Beach Resort, but man, I would never do that. I haven't been single the whole time I've been here. That's a mistake. Alpina R says that dating Asia site is pretty cool. Yeah, but you're sort of getting the bottom of the barrel there, man. That's why it's free. And the one thing about that site is you better have a good VPN that's showing you're in the Philippines, or they're going to cancel you. See, that's only for people in Asia. And, one of the things that you can do on these dating sites, the best time really to get on a dating site is when you're in the Philippines already. That's the best time really to get on the dating site. It's when you're here already. See? That's the best time. I wouldn't do it over there. You're going to get emotionally entangled, guys. and it's going to take your whole advantage away. Hey, don't make me roll out of it. Thanks for that super sticker. But yeah, guys, it's all about us. And I'm not putting the Filipino down or anything like that. But when it comes to these foreign or Filipino relationships, there's a hanging Haven said, Calvin, isn't it too much work for an older foreign man looking for a Filipino? No offense. Would he spend 1 to 2 years dating a Filipino and get a broken heart and getting older, such for him? No, because it's all about him. I'm older. I mean, what do you consider older? I'm 55 when I came over. I'm 58 now. I'm not a spring chicken. And see, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought this up, Des is Hanging Haven, because this is a great point. Something I want to stress with you guys. When you come over here, what's going to shock you, you're not going to see these old 80-year-old men on canes with these 20-year-old women, okay? If he's an 80-year-old man, he came over here when he was a 50-year-old player, okay? It's not the real deal. The real deal over here is you're going to see men, foreigners in their 50s and 60s, still full of life, with 20, 25, 30-year-old Filipinos. We're giving them a run for their money. They're not getting away with anything. Do you see that 70-year-old man, 75, 80-year-old man? Yeah, but very few. And when you do see him, he's in great shape. But most of the time, look at John. He's 61. I'm 58. We're giving these women a run for their money. You're not going to see all that old man, barely getting across the damn street. Is that over here? Yeah, it's because he's been here for 30 years. He's a 50-year-old player. But most of the time, guys, when I first came to the Philippines, I was 45. So, yeah. No, he's not going to waste his time. If he knows that it's about him, he can just choose the one he wants, or he can go from one to the other, like me, until I finally found a good one. But no, why would it take a long time to find a woman over here? That's all I'm saying. It don't take long. Especially when they're sitting here. I got a video, it's called, and I caught a lot of flack for this, by the way, because, and I'm going to tell you why, it's called Women Are Waiting in Droves for Foreign Men to Get Over Here. That's a fact, okay? But I caught flack from a lot of foreigners because, see, here's what happens to us, guys. Every last foreigner I've met over here, his woman's different. No, she's not. She's the same as the rest of them. That's your ego telling you she's different. Ain't no different. She's the same as everybody else. And that's why I caught flack for that, because they want you to think that there's somebody special. Oh, that I'm the exception. Well, what about the rule? Exception means the rule is correct. But no, it ain't gonna take a long time to find a woman. How would it take a long time to find a woman, Dance? I don't understand that. When they're sitting over here waiting for you to come over here, Filipinos would never, ever approach you. John brought this up, and it was a great point. If you want to meet a Filipino, you're going to have to, make the first move. But they're waiting for you to make the first move. Are they easy? No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that it's a lot of women over here that will give a man a chance because he's got the holy trilogy. She's not really worried about that fourth thing. She'll take the 3.6 inches because she wants to visa the financial security and the lifetime opportunities. That is just extra to make it the Fantastic Four. But no, it's not hard to meet women over here. Yeah, this is a great point. Until they get played, then it's the girl's fault. Yeah, and see, that's what happens. We always want to blame it on her. When we already know what the Filipino wants, you already know what she's going to expect when you get over here. You're going to have to pay for everything. So then when it goes wrong, it's her fault because you don't know what you want. See? You don't know what you want. And that's why, you want to blame it on her. I've never blamed it on the Filipino because I'm going to get what I want. I'm going to build my life over here and then stick a Filipino in the middle. That's just me. Y'all might be different from me. And that's only because I learned over time not to make it about her. It's about me over here. I've got the royal flush, but we can be a team. She can enjoy, because I'm going to slam it down at royal flush every chance I get. So we both are winning. See, I'm telling you that I worked for America for 55 years. America's going to work for me for the next 20 years or whatever it is. Every chance I get to throw down that American royal flush, I'm going to do it. Yeah, Dad's what is Dad saying? Let me see. Because she speaks the nitty gritty. Alexander, never mind. Isn't there more females than men there? Well, let's go by the census. There's actually more men. But when you go to reality, a lot of men are overseas working. A lot of them, have taken themselves out of the dating scene. A lot of them are married. So, yeah, there's a lot of, to kind of answer your question in another way, there's millions of available females here. Especially when you got a royal flush, man. She says 40 to 50 years old Western still got the chance here. But 60 years old plus, unless he is healthy and strong, less chance. Sorry, I'm serious. I'm not saying they should not date anymore. Now, John is 61. Okay. The reason why I know that this is your truth. This is what you like. Okay, but it's not, what every Filipino likes. You got that holy trilogy. I don't care how old you are. But John is 61. My next door neighbor, he's in his 70s. The men I play tennis with, one's from Australia, he looks to be in his 50s, and the other one looks to be in his 60s, early 60s. They got beautiful women. And, it's about that royal flush never goes out of, it never gets old, Daz, is what I'm trying to tell you. Maybe for you, yeah. Okay, but for a lot of women over here, but what I'm saying is most of the men that you see over here, the couples you see, they're not these super old men and these little young girls. This is the wrong reputation that the Philippines has. It's not true. What you see is men like me, John, Victor Gordon, Iskandari Television, people like him. We got a lot of years left. We're giving these young girls a run for their money. It's not, it's not this big age gap sort of thing going on. It's not this crazy scenario going on that people got going on in their mind. Now, do you see that? Yeah, you see it, but most of the time, you're going to see guys like me. Because I got the holy trilogy. You ask any woman that's ever dealt with me, I gave them a whole new life. See? But I don't have to say it. You can look at my actions. You think that I didn't give her the holy trilogy. But with her, it's a Fantastic Four. Mr. Vega said most of us Westerners have gotten out of the habit of making the first move. We need to get our flirt game back when we move to the Philippines. And yeah, that's true, because I'm going to tell you, John, you see John, he looks like a 6-foot candy cane. But he drives women crazy over here. John does. He's different than me. And I'm saying he drives them crazy, not by his looks, but because, he knows what to say to him, man. He just says little simple stuff to him. He'll say something like, wow, and now they'll blush until they turn beet red. I mean, he just says little simple stuff to him, man. I see it all the time, and I'll be like, man, John, he's not afraid to, make the first move. Um, but I see it all the time when we go to McDonald's. Remember, I always tell y'all that, man, we saw this nice looking woman. John to say something to him, and man, they'll blush, you know, thank you, and and stuff like that. John's still on here. He said, Des, ain't got even no offense taken. You're entitled to your opinion. I just know what I've seen here. Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. This is what we're seeing. The men that I'm around, they're in their 60s. I'm probably one of the youngest at 58 that I actually see with my own eyes. But I don't know how old the other guy is from Australia that plays tennis with us. I may be older than him. But I just, if you got that holy trilogy over here, guys, I'm sorry. But he said, John's a lady killer. Over here he is, because he's not afraid to flirt with them and say little stuff like that, because that's what it's going to take over here. If you can't do that over here, then yeah, you're probably going to want to stay on the dating sites and go round and round in circles with some of these women. But if you're just willing to say, hey, how you doing? That's why I speak to every person I see over here. Because of John, he showed me what to look for. I never even paid it attention. He said, all hellos are not the same, Calvin. And man, was he right. I say hello to all the women. A lot of times, some of them won't speak back, but it don't matter. I'm going to speak to the next one, and you get that. You can tell which ones want you to take it further, man. They're just going to say, here, and they'll look back at you, and they'll do all of that. Hey, David Masterson, thanks for that super chat. He said, hey, Cal, you were right. A lot of guys 50 and 60 don't look their age at all. Always enjoy your channel. Thank you. But see, the reputation, David, that Philippines has is there's a bunch of old men on canes over here. It's just not true. You got healthy, strong guys like me and John and all the rest of them. This guy next door to me, he says he's in his 70s, man. He's in great shape. He plays tennis, man. They beat us at times. You know what I'm saying? You just don't see that a lot over here. You see men who still got a lot of years left. Thanks. Hey Kano, which is Travel Mike. This is his new channel, by the way. Check Mike out, guys. Give him a chance because Mike is not going to sugarcoat anything. He's going to tell you the truth. He's rawer than me, really, because I'm a little bit, I'm raw, but I've got a little class to me. Mike is out there totally. He says, you are best to be single in the Philippines for a while. Once you get a girl, she won't let you go outside alone. Not going to lose their livelihood. Yeah, that's what I just said, and he's exactly right. If you had a winning lottery ticket and you go into the lottery place to cash it in, it's going to take, man, hell would have to freeze over for you to let that damn lottery ticket go. John Wells said, I had a young, beautiful Peni on my way home. Are you saying you met a young, beautiful Peni on my way home from my last live stream? I would talk about that on the Sun and Moon show. Okay, yeah. Because, see, here's the thing. The way you date and the way you flirt in the West is totally different over here. A lot of these women over here, they're the mirror image of what we experience in the West. Women over here experience, they don't get a lot of attention that they deserve. They crave attention over here like we did over there. Man, I'm going to tell you, man, you wouldn't believe it over here. They've got this stuff is cringy over here, man. I'm not putting the Philippines down. I'm just telling you it's different from America. They got a National Women's Day here or something like that. I think it's every October or something. Where they, women are still they're the freest women in Asia. But it's cringy over here, guys. But a lot of them, they don't get the attention that they crave. And we come over and give them that attention. See, that new life that I'm talking about, we give them more than money and the visa. They get a whole lot more. No. uh, Mark King. He says, you mean they play tennis, not basketball? That did not make sense. No, they play basketball over here, but tennis is big over here in the Philippines. And the Filipinos, see, he gets the benefit of the great weather over here. Man, they got some great players over here, especially as they get older. I mean, they know how to spin that ball. They know, I mean, the way they handle them rackets, man, I'm really jealous of them. But it's only because they play every day. I don't play every day. If I did, but when you see them, you be like, man, I mean, they having fun with it. And it's just something that I was shocked about. I know, yeah, they love basketball. YT Flavor said people use the term third world incorrectly. It has nothing to do with economics. It's a term from the Cold War days. Yeah. Well, see, but the Philippines is not even that for real. It's in between a developing country and a developed country. That's not me saying it. The Philippines has money here, man. Billions imported and exported yearly here, man. It's just they got a lot of poor people here. Hey, thanks. Don't make me roll out of it. Some P-Nights look at being with a foreigner as being successful or the opportunity to be. Guys being confident and respectful will carry you a long way in the Philippines. I use a wheelchair full time for mobility. See, I'm glad you brought that up because I got it right here. I just hadn't brought it up yet. The status that you hold over here, guys, is really big. It's never going to get old. You're a status symbol over here. It's just like he said. And when, you know, John's wife, and I use John because he told me this himself. He said when they first met, she said that, yeah, she was kind of ashamed to be with an older man, right? But when she got to thinking about how well he treated her and everything like that, and all the perks that go along with being with John, man, did her whole mindset change. Now she's proud of being with John. And that's how it is over here, guys. You know, you are the prize over here. You know, I mean, I'm going to tell you because nobody else is going to tell you. It's not about the Filipino over here. It's about you. Jenny Mark said, did you win the tennis match this week? No, we lost. And I'm glad you asked that because, man, I was nervous. I don't know why. Probably because the first time I played in Class B. I've been playing in Class C, and it's not much of a difference, really. But I was just nervous, kind of excited, nervous. And they were not as good. They beat us 8-3, but they were not that much better than us. We were making a lot of unforced errors. And then I didn't know my partner had just gotten his second dose, and his arm was really messed up. He didn't tell me till after. But, yeah, no, we lost. But I'm going to get to play again because the vice mayor's son who signed up for the tournament, he's not going to be able to make it. So I'm going to take his place. Hey, thanks, Des Hangerhaven, for showing up. I hope you show up Tuesday and give us some nitty gritty because you got it. Oscar says, Calvin, these guys will listen. They won't listen until they get there, and then it goes out the window, just like you say. But the wise man will listen to you and focus on what they want and bring the woman along with it. And, yeah, it's not about taking advantage of anybody. It's not being better than anybody. It's not mistreating anybody. It's just knowing your value, knowing your worth when you get over here. Without you, there is no party, guys, okay? The party's over. Once you show up on the scene, that's when the party starts. I mean, come on, y'all know that, right? I'm not telling you nothing that you don't know. So that's what I'm saying. You are the party pack. Without you, there's no party. It's just how it is, man, you know. Hey, Lake Life, he says, make a detailed video about your exercise routine. I've got a couple on there. I've got like 3. Now, one guy did ask me to do a one on my stretching, and I'm going to do that. But yeah, I've done 3 like that, Lake Life, and let me give you my email, and I'll send them to you if you haven't seen them already. Send me your email, and I'll send you the link. Hey Kano says a foreigner is a sign of success for a Filipino as much as it is for the foreigner. Yeah, we're just a trophy husband, a trophy boyfriend for them, and they're the trophy wife or girlfriend for us. But it begins and ends with you. Okay? And I think this old narrative that's being thrown out there by a lot of women that's been on my channel, by the way. They'll sit there with a straight face and tell you, oh, it's not all about money. Yeah, but look at the life you live in. It's not about the visa. My ex-wife got on here the other day, and said that I wasn't with him for the visa. That's a lie, guys. You know it was. I mean, it's crazy. Retired 2019 said, Calvin, or some foreigners come to the Philippines broke? No. Do they go broke when they're here? Yeah. I don't know what you mean. Are they coming here broke? Mr. Vegas said, Calvin, the strangers call you Kuya. Yeah. Well, not strangers, but Kuya means brother. Like, so most of them call you sir until they get to really know you. Then it's Kuya. Now, do Filipinos call other Filipino men Kuya? Yeah, from day one. It's a sign of respect. But only time they're going to call you that's usually when you're somewhere in close proximity to them, maybe your girlfriend's family or friends or something like that. Otherwise, they'll call you sir or something like that. Harold Till said, just don't make your vacation or stay just about women. See the places and learn. That's what I would suggest. And that's one thing that when he asked me what's the worst thing I did, that was it. Imagine coming all the way here, 8,000 miles. Your first time being in the Philippines because, and then staying in one place for 2 weeks. The woman was mesmerizing, though. That's what kept my mind off of it. But when I think back on that now, I'm like, it's stupid. Why would you spend 2 weeks in one place? Because she had her hooks in me. I wasn't going nowhere. She wasn't going to let me go. Yeah, Ban CCP says, Kuya is technically older brother, and they use it for older men also for respect. Yeah. Quiet Storms Marine says, hey, Calvin, hope wifey doesn't start any trouble. She's Americanized now. Well, it just depends on who she is. When I made that video, do they change? They all change. To what extent? We don't know. It just depends on who she is. But yeah, as long as it doesn't start interfering in the things that, made you love her to begin with, because remember, you really don't know what you got until she gets what she wants. Then you're going to know what you got, see? Because up until then, there's some good actresses. And they'll play it, man, and you think, oh, Calvin, you're lying. No, it's so many of my friends that I know, so many people that write me their stories. Guys, I'm telling you, it's true. Some Filipinos, not all of them, will play the role until they get what they want. And then you see the real them. They will leave you. The wolves in sheep's clothing, some of them. They will leave you, and they will cause you a lot of heartache and pain. So you're not going to know what you got, until she gets what she wants. And then if she never, if she stays put, then you got a good one. Because I'm gonna tell you something. Remember I told you I got a friend and they live in Carrollton, Kentucky. They got a nice place. He bought some land and stuff from his family up there. And he met the woman when he was 50. She was 19. They've been together like 8 years. They're happily married, but guess what? He won't let her work. See? And the more I thought about that, I was like, man, this guy's smart. You know, she's never going to become Americanized. You know, she's always going to need him. And as long as she needs you, she's going to, you know, play the role. But the minute she don't need you, that's when you're going to see what kind of woman you got. And it takes a while for them to get to a point where they don't need you over there, especially in America. It's going to take them a few years, man. See? Paul Smith said it'd be hard to control your emotional investment. But see, Paul, that's what I'm talking about when it comes to dating online too soon and too long and trying to get a real picture of who you're talking to and all the dynamics involved. Emotions gonna kick in. And it's going to cloud everything. It's going to ruin everything. It's going to take that advantage that you have. It's going to eliminate it. She's going to beat you with the pair of deuces. See? But once you come over here and you see like, oh man, you know, I see why, you know, is this what it really is? Yeah, this is what it really is over here. Then you're going to get a sense of what you bring to the table, that you are the party, that the party don't start till you walk in. And that's all. We're not saying take advantage of anybody. We're not saying mistreat anybody. We're not saying you're better than, but we're going to say, okay, I'm the party. It starts here. Griff 615, thanks for that super chat. He says, hey, Mr. Calvin, when I came to the PH and she took me around her family and friends, I was 41, she was 29. Her friend told her I was young. Yeah, well, you know what I call that, don't you? I call that Filipino makeover. But you are young, honestly, at 41. So they may not have been lying to you without seeing your face, but more than likely, yeah, you are young. 41, hell. Hey, Walter Moser, thanks for the super chat. Financially successful men are used to women being attracted to their status. So the sugar daddy approach with young, attractive women is just part of the unspoken understanding. Calibrate your emotions. Yeah, see, you're right about that. But for some reason, see, I think what you're missing, though, is this. Most of us have never been around a young, beautiful Filipino before. It does something to you, man. It changes the way, it changes your thinking, especially a young one. You know, when I first came over here, the first woman I dealt with, she was 41. She told me, hey, I'm too old for you. Why don't you go with my young women? Well, of course, it never crossed my Western mind to come over and date a younger woman. I didn't even know it was acceptable. She told me it was. So I come back. This woman was supposed to have been 22. She was 18. Blew my mind. I dealt with her for 6 months. I found out. And see, no matter how successful I was in America and all that went out the window because I never had a tenderoni like that. You know, since I was 18. Imagine, I was 45 when I met her. You know, a lot of what you're saying is true, but I'm going to tell you, man, it's just something you've never experienced before. And your thinking changes. It does something to you. You have to be a pretty tough cookie not to let it affect you. But as far as your emotions, you're right. And see, when you're looking at this woman on land, and then you start falling for her, you start feeling sorry for her and everything. You done lost. She done won. Okay, now, wait, Quiet Storms, Lorene. He says, I'm learning all I can so I'll be prepared when the Philippines opens up. Now, let me ask you. I thought you said your wife is Americanized. Did you meet your Filipino over there? Is that what you're saying? Let me go back and see what you said. You got me confused now. Yeah, you really got me confused. Okay, he says, hey, Calvin, hope wifey doesn't start any trouble. She's Americanized now. Oh, you mean the girl that you're chatting with? Is that what you're saying? Oh, yeah. Beat your life. Absolutely. He said, if your girl calls you cool, you throw it back. That's the friend zone right there. Hey, Clip and Rue says, John, I want to come see you and Calvin so you know Rue will be with me. Oh, yeah. You know she ain't going to let you come over by yourself. But remember, I'm going to send you the link Tuesday, Clip. I want y'all on the channel. Pelago, I'm sorry. He said, thumbs up, guys. What am I showing over there? I can't see. How many thumbs up we got? Jenny Mark says, I had a friend that always went to English City, came home broke. I brought him the book, Private Dancer, All Men Should Read It. It woke him up. Yeah, he's a John. If you come over to the Philippines and, hang out in English City all day long, you're a John. Probably nothing I say even applies to you other than the fact that you still the damn star of the show. The party don't start till you walk in. And it's not going to end till you leave. That's just how it is. Hey, a Latino's Life and Adventures. He said, hello, sir, and guests. Greetings from Chicago, USA. First time joining. Hey, welcome. Is this your channel, A Latino's Life and Adventures? Main time says there's over 300 spectators in the chat, fellas. Let's get the thumbs up. Yeah, y'all know that helps me. But yeah, guys, remember something. When I tell you that you hold the royal flush, you're the diamond over here. You're the prize. Don't feel embarrassed about that. Don't feel ashamed about that, because guess what? The Filipino government dealt you that royal flush. You don't make the rules over here. We didn't make the rules. It is what it is. People always say, oh, you're a loser. You can't have a woman like that in your own country. Look, man, I'm going to say this again. The women in America only make up 2% of the Earth's population of women. 2%, by the way. So why would I want to gauge my success or failure based on that small percentage of women? So you're telling me that I'm supposed to bypass the other 98% of the women on the planet, because it don't work with the 2% over here? I don't get that, guys. Somebody help me with this. And who's to say that American women are the standard, guys? We got to stop that. I mean, y'all drinking the Kool-Aid deep over there. I mean, it's sweet, it's grape Kool-Aid that y'all drinking over there. American women are not the standard. I'm sorry, not in my opinion. Okay? AC King says, U.S. women will do the same thing. I married a poor but educated woman. As soon as she got all the material things and status she wanted, our sex life ended. She now lives like a nun. Yeah, that's a tough situation now. But the minute you talk about divorce, you want to start poisoning your food and cut your lunchbox off and cause you all kind of problems. But yet, she don't want to tune you up, give you an oil change or a lube job. The hell with that. John 2019 said, Calvin, love and business goes hand in hand. I don't know. John said he had a similar experience with his second wife. Well, see, I don't know if anybody's ever had that, a sexless marriage with a Filipino. If you have, let me know. I'd like to do a video on that. That would be a good one. A sexless marriage with a Filipino. Like John said the other day, he said, hell, my wife has Tampo, but hell, I still get all the tune-ups and oil changes and everything. That I want. Hey, Anwar Kente said, preach, brother Mr. Calvin. American women think they have the monopoly on, on tune-ups and take advantage to beat who they can in many cases. Yeah, that's one thing I have to agree with you. I can't deal with that. Negotiate. That's why I don't know who called it this, but it's perfect. American women, he called their sex organ the negotiator. And that's what they use it for over there. Oh, if you're good to me, then yeah, you can get some, it's always a give and take type of thing over there. It's like, let me tell you something, American women, if you watching. A pussy ain't nothing unless a dick is stuck up in it. I'm just telling you the truth. You can take that and throw it onto the side somewhere with all that foolishness, guys. Women over there. If you want it to dry up, because it's a fact, I've looked it up. If you want to go without sex, you're just going to dry up. And then ain't no man going to want you. So, I didn't say that. It's true. If you say, well, because see over there now, they done got real stupid over there. When you really get down to it, look, we're animals at the end of the day. And you know what sex is for? It's for procreation. So what good is it just to be sitting up there in storage? You're going to put it in storage. Well, go ahead. But I tell you what, they don't play that over here. Cal Cat 34 said, hey, Calvin, how's it feel to escape the rat race? I can't even, to be honest with you, man, I can't even describe it, man. I can't put it into words. But I tell you what, some days, Cal Cat 34, it feels like I got wings. I'm so free, man. It feels like I can fly sometimes. Like, is there anything that I can't do? My creative juices be flowing. Everything is hitting at 12 cylinders because I don't have that rat race. I've gotten off that hamster wheel. But it's right. But when you start talking like this, women get upset about that stuff. And it's like, look, this is life. This is reality. I'm going to tell you, who's remember what's the Willie D of, what's the name of that group? Willie D used to sing. What's it called? The Ghetto Boys. He said, you think your pussy's made of gold, but it's not. You can't get a dime for it at the pawn shop. He was talking stuff like that back in the 90s, man. And it's true. It's like, they're trying to cancel Dave Chappelle, by the way, for telling jokes over there. Michael Alcantara says foreigners get the superstar treatment, but me being an American Filipino, Filipinos treat me like a demigod. Yeah, you got a lot. You get a different treatment, especially the Filipinos. I've got a Filipino Facebook friend. I think he retired in America. Now he's moved back. Man, this guy's building houses. He living a life, man. I tell you, he could have a channel, man. It'd be crazy. Hey, thanks for the super chat, Mike. Well, he said, no sexless marriages there. He said, do penals run hot even as they age? Like I said, I've never heard of a sexless marriage over here. If somebody has a sexless marriage, I want to talk to me. Maybe I'll do a video about it. Hey, Kano, thanks for the super chat. He said, if a woman is not going to give me a tune-up and oil change, he says, hell, I would just hang out with my boys. Without that, I'm better off alone. Yeah, it's true. But for some reason, women in America, they don't understand that we're hardwired for sex, guys. This is something you're born with. It's something natural. It's not something we're trying to be disrespectful. But then again, here's what's confusing to me. You see women like getting rich off their bodies and stuff like that. But the minute you say something, they ready to cancel you. You know, Cardi B and all these women, the Kardashians and all this. These women are making money. They're getting filthy rich off their bodies. Look at the pornography business over there. It's too many mixed signals they're throwing at you over there. You know, and that's what's so confusing to me. And then when you start talking reality, they're ready to cancel you. But let me go back to this. Julie Brown said, how does Filipino men treat Filipino women? Well, the ones that I've seen, on the surface, they treat them good. Now, I've got a Filipino subscriber. She sent me a message one time, kind of hurt me. She said her boyfriend, her living partner beats her. And I was shocked. I didn't even want her no more. I was like, please don't. The less I know, the better off I am. Don't tell me this stuff. And she sent me a picture showing bruises and stuff. And when I told my girlfriend was like, well, that's life. I said, no, that's not life. Because she experienced some of that. I did a video on it before. It's like, I want to say 1 out of 4 Filipino women say that they've suffered domestic abuse. And I believe it's something like 1 out of 7 married Filipinos have said that they've experienced domestic abuse. But on the surface, I see them getting along so well, man. Like I said, I don't really see it so lot behind the scenes. They get along as well as I've seen anybody get along. And that's the boots on the ground. I'm telling you, it's the nitty gritty. I'm not trying to sugarcoat this. They get along well because the Filipinos have this sense of community over here that reminds me of my community in the 60s and early 70s. Seems like everybody knows everybody. And it's going to amaze you. First time you get in a taxi cab at the airport, going to wherever you're going with your Filipino girlfriend, she's going to start talking to that taxi cab driver like they've been knowing each other for years. And I just see that among Filipino couples. It's like they're best friends, man. I mean, it's when you see it, you got to see it. So that answers your question. But, remember they got a National Women's Day here. So maybe that's saying something, Julie Brown, that they would have to have a National Women's Day. I don't know. Hey, Hal 2050 says, hey, Calvin. He said, yeah, Calvin, it's true. Sexless marriage with a Filipino after 13 years of marriage, but I have my plans and I'll be getting the divorce and living my life in the Philippines. Wow. I never knew that. So she must be getting it from somewhere else. Hey, thanks, Iskandari Television, for that super chase. A great time with family last night, having a drink, sitting enjoying the fresh air. Glad to be back. Yeah, you just got back in. This is the guy I told you. To the guy who was asking me, he's been married, can he get in the Philippines right now? I said, all you have to do, he filed the 9A, but your Filipino wife has to be here in the Philippines. He was able to get in. He had a wife and son. It didn't take. How long did it take you to get that approved Vic, and now he's going to transfer that into a 13A. Mr. Biloxi Farmer said that deserves a thumbs up. But really, guys, GK said, Calvin, do you miss your family in America? I do. But to be honest with you, I'm a loner. Maybe because I'm the 8th of 9 children. And a lot of my brothers and sisters, they're older than me. You know, I was born at the end of the line. And my brother's 3 years older than me. We're real close. But I really, you know, at this point in your life, you know, yeah, you miss them, but I'm not homesick. Do I miss my kids and grandkids? Yeah, I do. But I'm from America. When I was there, one of the reasons I moved, by the way, over here is they wouldn't come to visit me. They, you know, I'm their father at the end of the day. You know, they're just too busy. You know, and now that I'm over here, they say, oh, well, when you coming home? Well, I know you're going to roll out the red carpet for 1 week, you know, and then after that, it's going to be the same thing again. Everybody has their own lives and everything over there. But yeah, I miss my family, but I don't miss America. But I don't miss them enough to come back and put my life on the line, basically. I just got a funny feeling in America that if I go back there to live, I'm going to die. So that's why I don't go back. I go back as little as I can. Roger and Esmeralda, this is my neighbors. They have a vlog, by the way. Give them some support, guys. He said, what do you think of Filipinos force their boyfriend or husband, expat to get married or having a baby? Well, they normally don't force them, Roger. A lot of times, you know what happens to men over here is we come over here and we get whipped. They call it pussy whipped over here. And that's what happens. And the Filipino has them in the palm of her hand. So the royal flush is gone out of existence a long time ago. It has no value now. Now you're letting her run your life, and they put pressure on you like that. All you have to do is call the bluff. Okay, you want to leave? Go ahead and leave. You know, because John said something. He said he had some problems with. He said he scolded his girlfriend's son, and the neighbor said, "Hey, don't be scolding him." He said, "Okay, well, he had a shit life before I met him. If I leave, you know, now he's got a better life. He'll have a shit life when I leave." So it's like, you know, call a bluff. You know, if that's what you want to do. You know, if I don't want to have a baby, I'm not gonna have a baby. If I don't want to get married, I'm not gonna get married. Just call the bluff. Say, okay, I don't want it. What are you gonna do? You know, what can you do? There's 999 women behind you. If you wanna, you know, start trouble, you know, I'll just go down that line and find another one. Remember, it's not about mistreating anybody. It's not about being better than anybody or taking advantage of anybody. But it's knowing your value, man. Knowing your place over here as a foreign man from the West. Your status is up there. You stand 10 feet tall over here. Now, if you want to let her bring you down to a damn midget, that's on you. But yeah, that's really what it's all about. No, that's across the street. Belize in the air. When I'm gonna tell you what, they do that all the time. They left the dog in the cage, and I think, you know, when you leave a dog in a cage like that, he's probably thirsty. But I've only got about 20 minutes left anyway, because we go to the grocery on Sunday, and then it looks like it's drying up out here. It looks like we're going to resume the tennis tournament today at 2 o'clock. Yeah, Cali Chief says, "Gotta let a hole be a hole." Classic. Yeah, but guys, know your worth over here. Let's get back to the subject. You got the royal flush when you get over here. Does that make you better than Filipinos? No. That means you can go around mistreating people and disrespecting the people in the culture? No. That means you're supposed to take advantage of somebody? No. But it means that you know your value, you know your worth over here. Whatever you're looking for, don't settle for anything less than that. All right? You're going to be, the man, when the lady says, how do Filipino men treat the women? Well, I know for a fact he's the man of the house over here. So when you come over here, you got to be the man of the house. You got to set some rules. I did a funny one called the Jordan rules, but really you got to set the rules. You got to let her know, look, this is what I want. This is what I expect. Can you live up to it? If not, then, respectfully back out and let me find somebody that will. But if you come over here, all over the place about what you want, because see, the Filipino, the biggest advantage she has over us, she knows exactly what she wants. And she's going to get it because she knows what she wants. That's the advantage she has over us. We don't know what we want, or we're afraid to express it. We're afraid to tell them what you want. Don't be afraid, guys. The rules are different over here than over there. And that's a fact. Hey, Alif Field said, preach to us rookies, Mr. Calvin. That's what my channel is for, the new man and woman who's contemplating coming over here. I just want to let you know that the rules over here are a little bit different than where you come from. And just to talk about some of the rules. And they flipped the script on us, guys. It's what they've done. They made it look like it's all about the Filipinos. It's not. If you're not over here paying for them dating sites, basically kicking in these girls' doors over here, they will be sitting over here, probably singing karaoke, working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, struggling. If it wasn't for you coming over here, you are the party. The party don't get started till you walk in. It's not going to end until you leave. All right? And as long as you know that, you're going to be fine. But if you don't know that, if you coming over here making it all about the Filipinos, you're going to lose, man. You're going to lose, and you're going to lose big. And then it'll be like he said. You're going to, how can you, how embarrassed would it be? You're sitting there at the championship table. You're sitting there with a royal flush. All you got to do is just, bluff and, do whatever poker players do until it's time to lay the hand down, and you're going to win. But if you let her bluff you with those pair of deuces, man, I don't have no sympathy for you. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Hal 2050 said, no, she's not. We've been separated for 2 years, living in the same house. Well, hell, is that separated? She's Americanized. My mistake. Guys, one of Calvin's golden rules, don't take the Filipino out of the Philippines. And I made that video, guys, because I'm saying, some guy asked me about what risk was he running by bringing his wife to America. And I was just telling him the risk. She's going to change. To what extent, we don't know, because you don't really know her. You haven't been with her long enough to know her, to say how she's going to change. I can give my wife credit, my soon-to-be ex-wife credit. She really didn't change. You know what happened? She just fell in love with America. She didn't want to come back to the Philippines. See? But you got to understand, it was, let's see, I met her in 2010. She didn't come to America till 2014. That's a long time, guys. Even though some other stuff was thrown into there, the reason we wasn't able to bring her over, but it was 4 years. And I was able to see and get to know her, man, a whole lot better. A lot of us guys, I'd like to know if there's somewhere I could find this figure out. What is the length of time foreigners from the West and Filipinos know each other before they get that visa or get married? It's very short, man. It's a very short stretch. And I think you're making a big mistake, especially when you bring them to America. I don't care who, if you come from Africa, you're going to change. I don't care where you come from. You come to America, you're going to change, man. And the things that you love about a Filipino, see, I love just so much about them, man. That you know, their culture, their native habits and different things like that, their accent and all that. I wouldn't want to risk that anymore. I wouldn't risk that anymore, of losing that and her just becoming a Filipino American. I mean, you know, because that's what's happening. You know, that's what happened to Lynn San Diego 102, even though she basically grew up in America. So she's a totally different category. But if you hear the way she talks about men and different things, you can know that that's an American mindset. It's not a Filipino mindset until you get over there. Yeah, what's up? Said just turned in royal flush. Yeah, it just means I'm looking at it from two ways. Number one, you got the royal flush. Everything you bring into the table, which by the way is the holy trilogy, the visa, the financial security, and the lifetime of opportunities. If you throw the D in there, then it's the Fantastic Four. You're bringing all of that to the table. It's the strongest hand in the deck you got. You should not lose. You should win. But let's look at it from the other perspective. What's the probability of you getting dealt a royal flush out of a 52 card deck? 649,740 to 1. How does that relate to you and the Filipino? Well, her odds, they're not going to be that high, but she has just a low probability of meeting a foreigner, him coming over here, them getting along and being compatible, and talk of marriage, talk of visa, and running through that whole process. It's a very low probability of that. I want to remind you guys that many Filipinos on them dating sites, they get overlooked. No one ever even, recognizes them or comes over here to see them. I mean, they've been on there for years upon years upon years. You are the party. What's up? The party don't start till you get here to the Philippines. And it's going to end when you leave. That's all I'm saying. Doesn't make you better, no. Doesn't mean you can mistreat the woman. Don't do that. Don't disrespect her or her culture. You're going to have problems. Doesn't mean for you to take advantage of her. No, it just means that you need to know your worth, man, when you get over here. Know what you mean to the whole equation. That you're not just some quiet observer. You're the party. You're the DJ. You're all of that. Because you're going to pay for everything. But they flipped the script. They want you to think it's all about the Filipina. It's not. Because if you're not over here kicking in her door, paying for all them expensive dating sites, buying all the airline tickets, hotel, Airbnb reservations, paying for all the restaurant, the food bills and resort fees and all of that, it's crickets, man. They're over here working 10, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, struggling. It's hard over here to earn a living and to make it. Just don't forget that, guys. That's all I'm saying. There is an unspoken agreement. If you got a problem with that, don't come over here. Hey, how you doing? What's your address? Maryland? Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on, guys. Delivery for my girl. Wait, Mike, I got you. Hi. Tell your mother she's got a delivery. Sahara, I mean. Sahara. No, Sahara. Ask him to make sure. I think he said Sahara. Hey, Mike, thanks for the super chat. He says, just so you Americans know, if the marriage doesn't work out, you are legally financially responsible for her 10 years for everything. That's a fact. That's true. And you have to sign that. They call it affidavit of support. That's one of the requirements for you bringing her over there. She doesn't want to be, they want to make sure she's not going to be a ward of the state. Excuse me. Erlene Gobb says, thanks for the super chat, by the way. He said, been lurking on your channel for some time. Your authenticity is refreshing. Your guidance is priceless. Keep up the good work. Looking forward to meeting you because I'm definitely getting on that plane. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Erlene Gobb. I appreciate that, man. It's humbling. And, really, man, look, guys, anybody that knows me, I'm just being myself. I mean, that's how we were raised. I told y'all my mother met the Mr. Basketball of Kentucky. Me and him were best friends. And he came over my house and somebody recognized him. He had the screen door open. My mother said, I don't give a damn who you are. You're going to shut that door and quit letting flies in my house. And that's why we were raised, man. Just be yourself. But thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Because we're trying to help each other, Earl and Gob. The odds of a Filipino meeting you, man, is great. You're still a big deal over here. And I just want to remind my viewers and subscribers of that. You got to realize, why you keep saying that, Calvin, because YouTube sends me the analytics. 95% of my viewers and subscribers are men. And 100% of y'all are coming over here to meet a woman. So why not try to help you? Why not give you the lowdown on what it's really about? If it's going to help you. But remember, she's the wild card. Remember, the royal flush is the highest hand in the deck only when there's no wild cards in play. See, because she's got that wild card now instead of a pair of deuces, now she can beat you now. And that's what I try to warn you about. But yeah, you're still a big deal. You're still the lottery ticket over here. Don't let them fool you and thinking you're not. You're still the diamond. You're still the prize over here. Because there's a narrative being thrown around out here, kicked around out here by a lot of these Filipino vloggers. Oh, it's not about the money. Oh, it's not about the visa. That's bullshit, man. It is. It always has been. And it always will be as long as foreigners and Filipinos are together. Does love develop? Yeah, sometimes it does. Sometimes it don't. Sometimes it's in between. But it's always about that money. It's always about that visa. It's always about the lifetime opportunities and everything that you're bringing to the table. But it's not about taking advantage of anybody. It's not about disrespecting anybody. But you have to know where you stand when you get over here. And who else is going to talk about it? All them other channels, they're drooling over these women. They should be drooling over you, by the way. Because if you don't come over here, there's no drooling going on. They should be drooling over you because they know that the probability of a foreigner coming over here and working them way through that process is slim to none. That's why you get the rock star treatment. That's why you get the girlfriend treatment. That's why you get the tune-ups, the free oil changes, the free lube jobs, and every damn thing else you want. But if you don't know what you want, guys, you're not going to get nothing. She's going to beat you with the pair of deuces and the jack high. You don't got nothing coming. You come over here stumbling over yourself, stammering over your words, because she's going to ask you. Just say, look, it's what I want. Okay? I'm the man of the house. Okay, so what? Shouldn't I be? I'm paying for everything. Shouldn't I be the man of the house? Filipinos don't have a problem with that role play. See? But don't cross the line. Don't try to go in there and fry some pancakes. She's going to have a word to say about that. Don't go in there washing the dishes and washing clothes and all that. That's her job. And she's going to get you if you do that. But there's some things you got to let her know. I just tell them straight off the bat, look, I got a high sex drive. I'm a man. I'm hardwired for that. I want it every night. Whenever I want it. If you can't satisfy that, then I need to find somebody else. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but that's just who I am. Can you deal with that? Oh, I don't have a problem with that. Okay, now we don't have a problem. Because I already know what she wants, guys. She doesn't know what you want. The whole world knows what the Filipino wants. What do you want? That's what's important. It's what you want. You the party. He says amen to that. Well, and see, it's a man, Iskandar. He's living it. He knows I'm not lying. See, he knows I'm not lying because he's living it. But the Beach of Life said Cal's rehashing the Paraducer's theory because it's a true theory. And no matter how much, because Paul Abrams got on here one time, he said something real. He said, Calvin, these guys ain't going to, they're not listening to you. He says, no one's going to remember anything you say, but that's what repetition. That's how you learn. Do you think you got behind? You know how difficult it was with the first time you got behind the wheel of a car to drive. But then the more times you did, the more comfortable you got. To now, you can basically drive with your eyes closed, man. Your subconscious mind, because I've done it before. I've driven in a blackout. It's my subconscious mind driving. And it's the same thing when you start dealing over here with the Filipino and the people over here and the culture and everything. Pretty soon it's going to come automatic to you. You're going to say, oh, okay, this is what this is all about. See, because let me tell you something. They have a support group. You don't. See, they've got somebody that tells them that stuff over and over and over and over and gets in their subconscious mind. You don't. They got it over here and they got it over there. I'm just trying to create a support group for us to kind of level the playing field, guys, to let you know that it goes a lot deeper than that shallow stuff that you're seeing on the dating sites, man. It's deep over here, guys. It is deep. And that's just the fact, man. It's deep over here. You don't even know. You have no clue the woman you dealing with and where she comes from. I mean, the depths of poverty, the deprivation, and all of that. The desperation. How can you see all that online? You can't see it. A lot of the women we're dealing with online, they're wolves in sheep clothing, and not in a bad way. They have to be. It's all about survival over here, literally, man. Robert Sanford, what's up, nephew? That's my buddy in Houston, Texas. He said, what's up, Calvin? He said, I love the vlog with cutting the lunchbox. Well, I'm just trying to give you some nitty gritty, man. See, none of us, I never even knew that. John said his ex-mother-in-law was a Filipino and warned him about it. No one told me about it. Harold tells us funny. He said, I was always the man of my hotel room. Yeah. Escandar TV says, don't come here being a simp. Hello. But it's true, guys. She wants a man over here. And hell, you're going to pay for everything. Why not be the man? If you got to pay for everything anyway. And she wants a man. To be honest with you, Clip and Rue, and yeah, you're right. But what I'm saying is, I'm just trying to give these guys the grassroots, the nitty gritty, boots on the ground reality. I know you've married to a Filipino, but that's how all that came about, believe it or not. There's a lot behind that if you're going to be honest with it. You know, what happens when you take them to the West is they forget where they come from. A lot of them do. Not all of them, but a lot of them do. See, they forget where they come from. But as far as, you know, when you meet a woman on that website, she's putting it out there. I want a better life. Why in the world would she want to marry? Why you want to date a man? Okay, because my ex-wife was on here yesterday, and I banned her, by the way. Don't come on my website with all that foolishness, lying and stuff. Talking about she wasn't with me for the visa. Why would you want to date a man who lives 8,000 miles away, by the way, who has nothing in common with you, by the way, and probably gonna see it's a long distance relationship? Why would you want to put yourself through that if there wasn't some type of, you know, motivation behind that? So anybody comes on here and says, "Oh, my Filipina's different," you're lying. You know, you're lying to yourself. She's not. You know, there's a reason that they want a foreign man, and it's the Holy Trilogy. And I'll say it one more time before I get off here. Thanks, Jeffrey Tatter, for the super chat, man. Appreciate your support, brother. He says, thanks for keeping it nitty gritty, boots on the ground. The visa, the Holy Trilogy, visa, financial security, and the lifetime opportunities. Look how much more lifetime opportunities. Look how many more opportunities, Cliff, your wife has now being with you. I mean, let's be honest, man. I'm not picking on you, but you're married to a Filipino. Look how much more financially secure she is now. Living over in America for all those years, now being able to come back, build a house, etc., etc., etc. You think she'd be doing all that without you? I say no. Okay. Jonathan Hedrick, I take this, I got to get off here, guys. Got, man, a nice house, a car. Hell, I risked my life teaching her to drive it. Everything to her was was shit house, shit car, everything. I think I get where you're coming from. If she didn't appreciate none of it, well, you can't miss what you've never had, first of all. And that's one thing we try to do. We try to push that Western life on them too fast. You can't miss what you never had. You know, it's no put down to Filipinos to say they can't appreciate that car. They've never had a car before. They're riding the jeepney, they're riding the pedicab, they're riding the tricycle. Now all of a sudden you want to give her a car. How's she going to appreciate that? She don't appreciate it. But it's not a knock on her. It's just saying that, you know, she never had that kind of stuff before. But we want to push it on them. We want to spoil them. And we're usually at fault, not the woman, you know. Right, Mac Ben, that's what the royal flush is. You're bigger than you think you are. See? Then you think you're not. That's what, you know, because we come over here, the guy said it earlier, with beat up egos, with beat up self-esteem. We don't know where we stand. That's why I'm telling you now on this video, you stand 10 foot tall over here because you got the royal flush. If you got any problems about that, man, you know, text me. We can talk about it, man. If you don't believe it, to be honest with you, yeah, you got the royal flush because you can offer her something that she could never even dreamed of. I'm giving my girlfriend dreams that she never even had herself. I let her borrow my dreams. They don't even dream that high. It's tough over here. And you bring it over here, you know, in my case, $1,500 a month. That's about 75,000 pesos a month. Yeah. I can, you know, I've got the ability to visa and, you know, the financial security, the lifetime opportunity, and I'm bringing the deed. And what's she supposed to do? Turn that down? How am I going to lose with that over here? You're not going to lose with that, guys. So thank y'all so much for your super chats, your super stickers. We need to talk about this stuff, man. We need to talk about more things that's going to strengthen our support group. More things that's going to increase the odds of you winning and having a positive experience when you come over here. It's too many of us going back home with our tails tucked between our legs. I'm getting too many emails from guys who took their Filipino over there only to discover that once she got what she wanted, that she no longer wanted them. It's too many of that. You got to do all that over here first before you bring her over there. Okay? Thank you guys for all your support, man, for me. Without y'all, I'm nothing, man, really. Hey, I'm just some guy speaking in the ether, man, you know, but y'all give me a purpose, man, and I appreciate it. I never take it for granted. But yeah, let's talk about stuff like that, man, because all these other channels, man, if you think I'm playing, go on these channels. It's all about the Filipina. The Filipina. It's all about her. When it's not, man, it's you. You're the party. The party don't start till you walk in this damn place. And it don't stop till you leave. And you go on a channel, if anybody else is telling you anything otherwise, I would unsubscribe. Because it's not the truth. These women would be over here sitting on their thumbs if it wasn't for us. We're literally beating the door down. And that's why they've taken us for granted. Well, I'm starting a revolution like, you're not going to take me for granted because there's 999 more women standing in line before I let you take me for granted, guys. So take care. We got to go to the store today. The tennis tournament starts at 2. I'm playing today. I'm taking the guy's place. Look for my next video. See, I was going to do a video on the Royal Flush, but I said, I want to talk about it live. I want to hear what y'all got to say about it, you know. But take care, guys. Stay safe. Stay COVID-free. I'll see you next time. I can't play my theme song because this stupid phone. Let's see if it's working now. Nope. See, I can't get it. It won't even move. He done messed it up. Take care, everybody.